Assalamualaikum and very good morning to Sir Muhammad Syafiq bin Miswan and my fellow friends. My name is IZZATI NABILAH BINTI YUSNIZAN and my partner Muhammad Ekmal bin YUSOF. We are from RSR 2433A. So our group will present about performance and motor control characteristics of functional skills. So we go to the introduction. Okay. Specific characteristic of the performance of various motor skills provide the basic for much of our understanding of motor control. Okay, what is a complex skill? Complex skills are skills where the performance has to process lots of information and make lots of decisions. The skill has many subroutines, or we call a parts, to it and requires a lot of feedbacks during its performance. For the example, complex skill is a test. We go to the next slide, which is a speed accuracy skill. Okay, when both of speed and accuracy are essential to perform the skill, this is called speed accuracy trade-off. What is a trade-off? Trade-off is going really fast. For the example, trade-off is typing on keyboard. Okay, secondly, the speed accuracy trade-off phenomenon is one of the most often observed occurrences in movement behavior. Okay, when speed is emphasized, accuracy is reduced, and vice versa. We go to the next slide, which is a speed accuracy skills fits law. Alright, according to the Paul Fitts 1954, so we could mathematically predict movement time for speed accuracy skill. Right, if we know the spatial dimension of two variables, which is a movement distance and target size. Movement distance equal A plus B log 2 bracket 2D slash W bracket. Also demonstrated that an index of difficulty could be calculated based on this equation. Log 2 bracket 2D slash W bracket. The next slide, which is an application of Fitts law to non-laboratory skill. There are 5. Firstly, dart throwing. Okay, what is a dart throwing? It is generally considered that the dart throwing motion consists of 3 phases: the aiming phase, take back phase, and lastly a throwing phase. Secondly, pickboard manipulation task. What is a pickboard manipulation task? This pickboard test is designed to help physical therapists to their client dexterity and manipulation skill and task learning to better provide. Thirdly, use in physical rehab assessment and training. Fourthly, reaching and grasping container of different size. And lastly is moving a cursor on a computer screen. Next slide, which is motor control processes. General agreement that two motor control processes underline performance of speed accuracy skill. Firstly, it's an open loop control. What is open loop control? It is a movement initiation. Initial movement instruction sufficient to move lines the vicinity of the target. Okay. Secondly is a closed loop control. Closed loop control is a movement termination. It gives a feedback from vision and proprioception needs at the end of movement to ensure hitting target accurately. Alright, we go to the next slide, which is prehension. What is prehension? Prehension is a general term for action involving reaching for a grasping of objects. There are three types of components. Firstly is a transport. Transport is a movement of the hand to the object. The transport phase, during which the hand is brought to the object, and the grasp phase, during which the finger includes the object. Secondly is a grasp. The hand taking hold of the object. The ability and hold an object was a requirement for inclusion to the time taken to complete a series of functional tasks with each arm. Lastly is object manipulation. The hand carrying out the intended use for the object, which is drinking from it, moving into the another location.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ekmal YUSOF. I'm the net presenter about this topic. I want to continue the IZZATI present. The first, I want to present about the relationship of prehension component. What the relationship of prehension component is the risk and grasp are not two separate movement component but interdependent. Visual information and intended manipulation of the object inside the system to initiate the risk and the grasp, as well as influence visual feedback to create modification afterward. In the other word, the relationship of the prehension component is about the importance of the motor control question concern the spatial temporal relationship between the transport of the grasp of component and the initial views propose the independence of the component, and recent evidence show strong temporal relationship. The next slide, I want to present about the role of the version in prevention. The first role is the preparation and initiation of movement. It's about the assesses regulatory condition. Second point is the transport of the hand to object. It's about the central version, direct hand to object, provides time to contact into the initial grasp, and the peripheral version provide hand movement feedback. The last role is grab of object. It's about the supplement, tactile, and the proprioceptive feedback to ensure intended and use achieved. The next slide is about the prehension and fit and law. What the prehension and fit law? It's about motor control aspect of the prehension demonstrates speed accurately trait of characteristic and explain why movement time increase as the object with the decrease. In other words, prehension and fit law. The prevention demonstrates speed accurately trait of characteristic predict by fits and law. Example, object width and target width. An index of the difficult of grasping containers of the different size and quantities of liquid. Example, the ratio of mark size and liquid level. The next slide is about the handwriting. Handwriting is the different control mechanism and involved with the writing, lexical, semantic, and motor control. Second point is a great deal of the individual variation with the limb segment involvement. And the next point is motor equivalence and demonstrate a person adapting to specific demand with the regard to muscle involvement, etc. Writing samples. And the next is the handwriting is about the version provide into info for the motor. The point is control of handwriting, writing of a piece of paper. Example, I like to sit and read book and write the same sentences with your eyes closed. The next slide is about the bimanual coordination skill. Bimanual coordination skill is about the motor skill that require simultaneous use of two arms. Skill mainly require two arms to move with the same of different spatial and or temporal characteristics. The first point is symmetric by bimanual condition and asymmetric bimanual condition. The last slide is about the manual condition skill. Is the motor control characteristic. The two arms prefer to perform symmetrically. And second point, they demonstrate why is the difficult to rub your stomach and pat your head and the same time of draw the circle with one hand while drawing a straight line with the other hand. And with the practice, a person can learn to uncouple the two limbs and simultaneously move his or her arm asymmetrically. That's all for my group. Thank you.